Patel Comic Book Movie. Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. I loved you guys in Jurassic World Rebirth, so I wanted to get started with the T-Rex Rivers chase sequence. It's such a showstopper. I mean, I've been waiting for that for like 30 years. So what was it like filming that sequence? What was it like reading that sequence and finally getting to see it realized on screen?
Yeah, it was it's pretty cool. I feel like it's one of the more like iconic moments in the movie of just like nostalgia and just like a full like Spielberg whole situation going on. But definitely reading that scene, for me at least, getting the moment of going and getting the raft and going through like all the different steps just felt very cinematic and super cool. And I think doing it was so fun. We got to film it half in Thailand. Did we?
The
Thailand?
beginning of time.
Yeah, the little beginning in Thailand. We filmed the rest in London, and it was so cool to like see the whole thing come together in such an awesome way. And I definitely don't think the movie would be the same without it.
No, I also don't think without Luna's performance that beginning of that scene works. I think
Hmm.
you did such a good job of like keeping the stakes high and the tension high in the beginning.
Thank
She
you.
paid me to say that.
No, when you drop
Yes,
the raft, it's like pin drop moment.
yes.
But David, so when your character shows up initially, I think it's fair to assume like a lot of people would assume that he's might be Dino Foods by the end of the movie. But then you go on such a rewarding sort of character arc. What was your kind of conversation with Gareth and that arc where you're like, hey, he has he's a hero as well.
Yeah, it was an interesting conversation, especially to be had like in the middle of the Mediterranean and and also in the middle of the jungle. To be talking about someone's character arc was something that was very thrilling for me in that environment. But the main thing was that we wanted to toe that line of being likable, but also still having the comedic element of Xavier's character very present. So we
He's
didn't.
fully the comedic relief of the
Yeah,
film.
yeah, totally. The way that he's written, I
So
think.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I think we didn't want him to come off as too unlikable in the beginning, so that by the end of it, the audience does kind of respect him, and you do win the audience over. So that I think was the biggest challenge was being annoying in a charming way.
Mhm.
And we
Sure.
pulled it off. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Luna, your character's really put through the ringer throughout every you're thrown off boats. You have to, obviously the T-Rex, and then obviously in the end. So what was it like? And you also have Scarlett Johansson on set. So what was it like? What were your kind of conversations with her, and sort of getting into this action heroine
Yeah,
character?
it was cool. I mean, she, I don't know, like stands the test of time
Yeah,
somehow. She's like one of one.
true.
Um, but I mean, having, like a mentor with someone that was like through the movie as much as you were
Yeah,
like the whole time and being able to just like woman to woman like lock in, be like, this is how you should operate and this is how you need to just like sort of just like maneuver your way through this whole thing was so amazing, honestly, to like so blessed to have her as like an anchor, not only just for me, but like for everyone I can speak for,
yeah.
on set, just having her was so special and definitely, as another female lead in this movie for myself, just being able to like have all those moments that really like stood out and being able to have just like advice from everyone on set was just so special and so cool. And, definitely I feel like the filming experience of this movie for everyone was memorable to a very high degree. It was a one of one experience and I'm so thrilled with how everything turned out and the reactions the reactions of everyone has been so special and amazing and just getting all of those moments is so cool and I'm so happy that everyone is finally getting to enjoy it. It's really cool.
Yeah, and then I don't want to keep you guys too long, but you really nailed that with you, Manuel and Adriana. The four of you have this really great family dynamic. What was sort of that moment that bonded you as family and that we finally get to see on screen? I was like, hey, we're in Jurassic World.
I personally feel like
I think
oh,
like day one.
oh yeah, well totally. Well, that day was unbelievable. Our first day shooting was in the jungle in Thailand, and it was pouring rain, and the stakes were so high.
Yeah.
But
Even before that though.
well, totally. I was gonna say when we were on the sailboat in Malta. I think before that,
Mm.
off off camera, we were all very
Yeah.
colloquial with one another, and it felt like a real family dynamic. But I felt like every time we shot after we were on that sailboat, I felt like even on screen, you guys were like my family.
Hmm.
And I just think because it was just us with a very small crew on the sailboat in the middle of the Mediterranean, it's a real sailboat. So just like having boots on the ground with each other in the beaming hot sun, and we were all like dehydrated, and I don't know. I just think like
It was crazy.
yeah,
It was definitely an experience that bonds
yeah.
people, that one that brings people together.
Even if you don't want
Yeah.
to.
Awesome.
It
Well,
was fun.
thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I mean, hopefully I can see you guys do a lot more of these Jurassic films in the next few years, but thank you so much.